What up, Logan Ryan from Premier Basketball and Fitness Training. Going to show you how to do the standing RDL hamstring stretch. What I want you to do is I want you to put your hands on your hips, feet shoulder width apart, can be a little bit closer if you prefer. I want you to keep your chin tucked to your chest, and I want you to keep your belly button towards your spine. With your hands on your hips, one hand on the front, one hand on the back, I want you to push your hips back as if you're holding groceries in your hands and you're trying to close a car door. So, pushing my hips back. The further I go, the more I'm gonna feel that stretch on my hamstrings back here. Now, when you get to your end range, hold that for 10 seconds. When you're done with that 10 seconds, see if you can go a little bit deeper of pushing your hips further back. So this is going to bring my head closer to my knees and towards the ground. Last 10, same idea, push your hips further back. All right, so you're doing this by pushing your hips back as opposed to bending at your like abdominal region. Not just bending here. It's not like a crunch. You're pushing your hips back. Okay, so just like you would on an RDL exercise. I also want to note that as you get more of this idea of hinging at the hip and pushing your hips back, you can take your hands off your hips and you can bring them down here. Just know that you're not lunging out and stretching from your arms. You're doing it by pushing your hips back. Okay. Variation I like to do is putting my hands underneath my toes and then bringing my chest towards my knees. So in this, I'm in a really deep hinged position. I'm gonna feel a much deeper stretch on my hamstring. All right, but before you get to that point, you definitely wanna master the hinge and pushing your hips back. So I would suggest starting with your hands on your hips, and over time when you feel you got the idea of hinging, then you can do the variation I just showed you. So I hope that was helpful for you, and that's how you perform the standing RDL hamstring stretch.